В предишния епизод на Камифуда. Уроците от членовете на клуба явно даваха резултат и бях толкова напреднал, че в безизходицата си да ме научат на нещо ново, те решиха да се дуелират всички заедно срещу мен. Очаквано беше най-трудният матч, който съм играл, и след изненадващо малко връщания във времето, успях да надмогна над тях. След това прекарахме вечерта в гледане на филми, но едно чувство ме глождеше. След пътуването ни в спомените, Три липсваше. Заради всичките ми съмнения, трябва да намеря и да разпитам временния президент на клуба по Камифуда. Време е да преминем към следващата кътсцена, която ми предстои само тя. Залата с органа. The door to the organ recital hall are 10 feet. The doors to the organ recital hall are 10 feet tall bronze slabs, framed in stone with a bleak coloration. Gold rectangular mosaics decorate the door with scenes of eldritch lore. It holds no doorknobs, though a friendly sign just to the right notes one only to push for entry. I lay my hand on the door. The metal is cold, unmoving. Tarot. I do not flinch, though she surprises me. Evie's voice is too comforting for that. Evie, what are you doing here? I went to your room after the movie night, but you weren't there. I may have used a location spell to find you. I didn't even know that was a thing. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. You were acting strange. I didn't mean to worry you. I've just had a lot on my mind. She's patient, she's kind, but I can feel her concern morphing slowly into frustration. It isn't fair of me. I've waited to tell her long enough. Before Professor Iharam whisked me away to this place, I was locked away in the Pale Gardens. I was jailed there for the things I've done. The guards there gave me a name. They called me the Long Dead. It was just a play on happenstance. Something, I think, to bring levity to the monster. The truth, Evie, is this. The day I signed my pact, I froze my hometown in time. Everyone there, myself included, lived in but a single moment on merciless repeat. All because I was scared and selfish too. Had a pale host not come, we may have been trapped there forever. But the hands of the host came, and when they attempted to pull the townsfolk and myself from the time loop, time took its due. Every soul in that town, my parents among them, burnt in a spate of hellfire, consumed by my pact master, the Lord of Temporal Fires. And I shall live with that fault for the rest of my days. The hole is still. Somewhere, water drips into a shallow puddle, filling the corridor with a sharp little plinks. Thank you. Oh, what? I said thank you. For what? For trusting me. It means a lot. I don't understand. You aren't... Scared? Worried? Yes, a little. Most of all, I'm sorry for all these people. And if I'm being honest, a minute isn't enough time to decide how I feel about all this. But more than that, I care about you, Tarot. I'm so sorry this happened, and I'm so sorry you felt like you couldn't tell me until now. You look surprised. That hurts you, no? Hurts? Yes, it hurts. That you think we are so fragile that we couldn't handle this together. I like you. More than though, I respect you. I want you to become who keeps walking beside me. But that means trusting each other. It means trusting that I'll be there for you when you need me. Because I will be, and I am. She draws me slowly into an embrace, and I realize I'm entirely unsure what to say. For weeks now I've walked these halls, living in a palpable fear that if anyone but Ihram knew what I'd done, they would never look at me the same. It has left me tongue-tied, and it has left me awash with self-loathing and with shame. But for now, in her arms, I feel safe. And that is a wonderful thing. Evie glances at the door behind me as we part. I'll wait for you in the dorms. Don't take too long. She leaves me in confidence. She leaves me with strength. I levy my weight against the door to the recital hall. The air shifts as I enter, and every step I take through the center echoes perpetually amongst the rafters on high. Rows upon rows of arcs fill the hall, which slowly rises to a stage orchestrated of wood so dark I mistake it for obsidian. The organ is unorderly and narrowed mess of thin pipes that frame the backdrop of the hall in unsettling geometric shapes. The bench is empty, yet the recesses in the back of my school echo with a somber trance of music. It calls for me to take the stage again, though my hammering heart besets me to flee. I am afraid of you. I think perhaps I shall fear the stage for the rest of my life. I'll fear what I did for the rest of my life. The question is, will I ever breach the world's waters for air? Or will all this weight drag me until I drown? I take to the stage a single step at a time. With each subsequent step towards the organ, my heart rate quickens. I feel a slight wooziness. Breathe. Remember to breathe. I wobble to the organ's bench and collapse into the seat. The grand instrument's pale keys glint softly in the hall's dim light. I move my hand toward the keys, halting just an inch before them. My chest twists with dread. I'm besotted by images of fire, of screams bouncing about the rafters of an auditorium much like this one as hundreds of souls burn. But I lay my fingers upon the keys regardless. They are a strange texture, wood rather than the plastic polymers I'm used to in most pianos. I close my eyes and surrender to the grand vibration of B major triad. The sheer sound from this ancient monstrosity built into the Glomrod's very foundations raises the hair of the back of my neck. I stall for a breath, but only just. So my swan song begins. In this fortress of gloom and stone, that's rebuilt me one brick at a time. Into the night I play, and when the performance is over, I leave those keys once and for all. A warm departure in the stead of an escape. I feel a pulse in my feet, as if the very ground has begun to breathe. I blink. Huh? The stone moves beneath me. A shockwave shatters every window in the corridor as a violent crack splits the cobblestone floor. I trip, tumbling into the nearest wall. A strange flicker colors the stone in shades of vermilion and crimson, and I realize that Outside Glomrod's cold skies now bleed red. Another shockwave, another shake. I scoured the grounds through the nearest window. Amongst dust and collapsing bricks, a thick branch of the vacuous tree tears through the ceiling of the western wing. Another rips through the courtyard, then the libraries, the dormitories, causeways. The night air fills with the distant yet blood-curdling screams, and I find myself hopelessly barreling toward them. I run. We all run. Every soul in this stone trap flees as roots burst from the Glomrod's foundations. Rubble peppers me like shrapnel, and I dodge just out of the way as a sharp red-sapped branch pierces the cobblestone at my feet. A girl at the hole's end isn't so lucky. A pair of roots impale her through the gut. She screams at the touch of them, and her eyes, nostrils and mouths begin to glow with a bright amber light. I sprint in the opposite direction, around a crumpled member of the cafeteria staff, laughing maniacally as her features fill with the same strange glow. The next hole is relatively untouched. I take a brief moment to catch my breath. Okay, Tarot, think, what's the game plan? The Kamifuda club is close, just a few holes down, and some of the members might still be there from the movie night. We could try to rally, stick together. Ihram's office is in the opposite direction though. If anyone could get a handle of this, it's him. The vacuous tree roots seem worse the closer I get to the forbidden wing, and with his office so close to there, he may be in a tough position, especially if left there for too long. Of course, I doubt it's sunshine and daisies in the club room either. So, which place do I seek aid from first? Окей, добре. Много странно. Нека да потърсим Ихрам, това ми е по-добрия шанс, може би. Right, Ihram first, he'll know what to do. I brave the journey to the faculty offices. Soon the floors become inundated with layers of writing tools. Roots, pardon me. I pass many a student thrashing about on the ground, possessed by the same maddening light. The light itself is familiar. It is the same horrifying force I saw when I touched the tree's roots on my very first day in Glomrod. Lund told me everyone else who'd ever touched the roots ended up catatonic. At the time I had no explanation, but now it's plain to see for whatever reason the temporal fires protected me. The question is, can they protect me still? It takes me longer than I would like to get to Ihram's door, and when I do my mouth gapes. A dozen thick roots thrash about the perimeter of his office, tearing away a century-old stone. My heart sinks. Does this mean it's over? The professor is down for the count? But then I see a soft golden glint. It is not the stone they are thrashing against, it's thaumaturgy. A ward. Ihram, you in there? There is a muffled scream in response and the sound of the stone breaking beyond these walls. Shit! I pull my deck. Outside Kamifuda my knowledge of spells is still in its infancy, but with the cards. I unleash a torrent of arcane bolts. The roots shrivel and squirm as a dozen azure explosions light the hole, and I'm forced to cover my eyes. But as the dust clears, the wounded roots grow back in moments, wrapping themselves around the thaumaturgic barrier without pulse. Shit! I pour through my deck for a card with some more firepower. pyromancy might burn the roots, or maybe some thaumaturgy techniques could rot them away. A glint catching my eye. The firestorm inside the shopkeeper's ring blooms like a red sun, and I'm entranced by it, enthralled by this pocketed absorption of my every use of temporal fires. It is a power separate from myself, yes, but still mine. A power that I feel, however faintly, in my every waking moment. It calls to me. For once I take heed. I direct my will into the ring. Imagine scraping but the faintest vestiges of flame from its infinitude. Sorry, shopkeeper, I'm going to take a bit of this back. I raise a finger. Arouse the fires. Raise the roots. From me pours a crimson inferno, a wellspring of horror and flame and blood. Yet it does not burn me, nor does the flash sting my eyes. The fires engulf the nearby roots. An unsettling rattle emanates from the plants. They do not burn per se, but wither beneath the flames, as if by age, as if by the very passage of time. Path cleared, I rush through Ihram's door. Professor! Ihram raises an eyebrow as I enter. He dusts himself off perfunctorily, as a pair of large boots behind him shrivel beneath a blue-green light. He looks untouched. So you are in one piece, boy? I would ask you how you manage, but we've hardly the time. It's chaos over there, Professor. The roots are destroying the campus, and a lot of students. I'm aware. There is no room for niceties. We are in dire straits. I have prepared some measures, the wards around my office among them, but had you not shared with me your experience in the Forbidden Wing, I may not have been so lucky. It's good for us both. You rouse my suspicions. In any case, we must leave this place. The roof above us cracks and shakes. No! He tugs me by the shoulder and thrusts us both into a quickly cast portal. Ihram and I tumble out of the portal in a clap of thunder. I take a moment to ascertain my bearings. You took us to the club room? My first order of business must be assuring the safety of the students. This seemed like a logical place to start. Can't argue with that. Loon, Evie, you are okay. Sort of. The both of them seemed to bear a few cuts and bruises, but nothing dire by the looks of it. Large holes in the ceilings and walls remain where roots clearly tried to force their way in. Are any of you injured? Some robot collapsed into Vix's leg earlier. She's limping. I'm fine. Survived worse than this. In the last Martian war, those little green men hit harder than any dumb tree. If you're quite done, where's my daughter? I'm here, Dad. I almost wasn't, but Quizzo struck some of the roots with an eldritch incantation I've never seen before. I was completely cornered. He saved my ass. She hits its skull. The heart beats blood again. It's waking. It is famished. He said that a few times. I'm not sure he's really all there right now. Ever since the roots started going crazy, it's like he's completely out of it. But Seven's right. He saved our lives more than once a day. Fine work, Quizzo. Zenfreya. I know. Ihram notes relief. We've little time, so listen close, all of you. Whatever forces are at work within the vacuous tree, have isolated this pocket domain.
No portal craft I attempted to place outside the Glomrod has been successful, nor has communication to the outside. Are you saying we are on our own? For the time being, yes. The situation is dire, I know, but there's hope. I know for a fact members of the Hand remain on campus. Whether they are incapacitated or not, the Hand are required to provide reports to their superiors daily. When they fail to check in later tonight, that will cause alarm within the chain of command. You are saying we just need to hold out until the Pale Host catch wind there's a problem? Precisely. In the meantime, my first order of business is saving as many lives as I can. There are dozens of students left on the grounds. I will scour the halls and pull them here. You're leaving us to fend for ourselves? You are all more capable practitioners of combat than the average student, which means you may be able to hold your own where others would not. How nice for us. I cannot delay further. Remain here. I'll return as soon as I am able. We will figure out the next steps then. He leaves before any of us are able to argue. Outside, we hear the crash and crumble of a nearby root barreling through the stone of an adjacent room. Pleasant as always. Fucking hell. I mean, root staring up the school, the vacuous tree up and kicking. What the hell is going on? I think I might know. Well, go on then. You need to input the password first. Password? I sigh. Vix. Password 123? I think it's 3. 3? What makes you say that? Long story short, not too long ago, the both of us accidentally got trapped in some old ruins beneath the school. Beneath the Forbidden Wing, actually. What? What are you doing here? There. And what were they like? They were creepy. And it was an accident. I was in the Forbidden Wing looking for clues about Trent. Tree told me she was there doing research about the people who used to practice the Eldritch arts in those ruins. But I'm not sure. You think she was lying? Maybe, maybe not. But just before we managed to find our way out, we came across a very strange door. I've never felt anything quite like it. It was horrible. The feeling like something inside there was going to consume my very being. And Tree was acting strange. Yes, I'm sure. I know Tree is not the friendliest at times, but she's always been good to this club. She's also weirder than weird. Have you ever heard her talk about the Eldritch research for more than a minute? She sounds like an 80-year-old man who hasn't left the tower in about 2 decades, and for once, I'm not exaggerating. That's no reason to start pinning things on her. Says the guy who... Enough, both of you. She needs our help. Това е моето решение. She needs our help. I know it's not much to go on, but I can feel it in my gut. Tree is down there, and whatever she's done, she needs our help. She is a member of this club, of the Kamifuda family. I will not leave her. What are you suggesting, Tarot? I intake a bit of air to ease my nerves. Maybe, if I'm lucky, this whole thing will sound less insane when I say it out loud. I think we need to go down there. I think we need to fight our way into the center of the ruins and get our friend back. How hard did you get hit in the head? On the head? You should know by now my skull is so thick that isn't really a relevant factor here. True. So you're stubborn and an idiot. For once, I gotta agree with Vix. Going down there is insane, even if it is to help 3. Look, whatever's happening at Glomrod, I know that 3 is in the middle of it. Now, if you all want to sit here and wait for the pale horse to ride in and on a white horse and save us, fine. But I can't do that. 3 is part of the Kamifuda club. She is our responsibility. If there's even a chance that we can stop what's happening down there, I think we owe it to everyone here, dead or alive, to try. I don't know, Tarot. I get what you're saying, but I think that's overstating things a bit. Trent would have disagreed. I look over their faces. Their pain is clear. A cheap blow maybe, but it's the truth. They know it as well as I. What? I said I'll go. Thank you, Evie. Thanks. Trent wouldn't have hesitated, and besides, I've always wanted to see the Forbidden Wing. Huh? Whatever gets you down there. Loon? Loon gets out a big sigh. Fine, twist my arm, why don't you? If I'm going to die, might as well be making Trent proud. Vix? I was going to tell you that I can't go. I was supposed to be on cleaning duty today, and this club room is looking dreadful at the moment. Seriously, Vix. But I hate cleaning duty. So why not? Let's descend into a lair of eldritch roots that can turn us brain dead with a single touch. If we do well, maybe the school will give the club enough budget for a maid. I'll put the request myself. 7? I swear to fucking... Tarot, you've been a royal pain in my ass since the day my dad dragged you here. You are the most stubborn, irritating, idiotic, self-righteous, meddling... Is there many more of those things coming? Because I think we are on a bit of a timetable here. Yes, there's a lot more. You shouldn't mumble, 7. People won't be able to hear you. I said I'll go with you. I flash her a smile. I never doubted. Shut up. Quiz? Look, buddy, I know things are crazy and I know you might be scared, but I could really use your help. So if you are in there... Tired and shaking, he curbs his breath. Do not let them see your fear, he says. Do not let them see your doubt. They will not go if I do not pretend. Pretend that I can lead. Pretend that I am strong. A bit of color returns to his eyes. You think the others will not follow if you show you're afraid? But that's not the truth. That's not true. They'll go because they love you. They go because you're afraid. I'll go with you, Tarot. You're my friend. A knot tightens in my throat, and I feel my eyes water ever so slightly. Thank you. Well, that's everyone then. My voice sounds foreign, coming out of my own mouth. To be honest, I think a small part of me was hoping they would all tell me no and convince me to hide with them. Fuck me for being so persuasive, I guess. But the die is cast now. There's no going back. Well then, Captain, my captain, where exactly are we going? Into hell, Loon, or something close at least. I survey the group with a measure of pride, my ragtag assembly of heroes. our suicide squad, fate depending. I stare into the dimly glowing stone adorning the shopkeeper's ring. It is not as bright as it once was. How much fire can I draw from one little ruby? And will it be enough? Stay close to me, all of you. If we are going to make it down there, we'll need to move fast and burn everything in our path. Loon, forward the barrier. On it. Evie, eyes over the rear exit. Done. Two more routes in the front turret. Everyone down. The group drops and I unleash the white hot fires of time. They crash against root-ridden walls, burning back the worst of the eldritch monstrosities in a chorus of cracking and shrieks. I think we are clear, for the moment anyway. 7. Sweep the room, burn any remnants. Fine. A pulse moves through the bones of this place. It rouses a nausea in my gut, and I'm forced to bite back and swallow the bile that rises into my mouth. What's that? I think I'm going to be sick. I feel it too. We are here. I lead the others to the doors I fled from during my last visit. A sickness raises in my gut as I lay eyes upon them again. Holy shit! Nothing holy about this. Tarot, what do we do? I look upon the group and I realize the lot of them are looking at me for answers. Since when did I become the captain of the Pact's own football team? But the truth is, I laid them down there. If I don't have a plan, if it doesn't go well, it is on me. I let them down there. I'm going in there. Whatever waits for me, I'll do what I can. But before I do, look, I can't know what's going to happen beyond these doors. You all have been great, fantastic even. You got me this far. You don't need to go any further, not if you don't want to. There's no shame in staying, so just say the word and... Tarot, shove it. We're coming with you. Yes, we promised. I didn't, but I'll come anyway. Did you seriously think I'd let you burn this place down without me? You just get it wrong, newbie. Your fate, 4 fates fall, and a story told in cards. A higher hand yet decides. I'm with you, friend. Well, as they say, out of the frying pan. We creep a slow and steady pace toward the doors. If my estimations are correct, we are at precisely the center of Glomroad. At its lowest point, of course. That's relevant because... If Tarot told us about these ruins if what Tarot told us about these ruins is true, then this would likely be the inner sanctum of the Temple of the Famished One. A potent center to Eldritch entities' power base indeed. And yay for us. Shh, both of you. I creep my head through the doors. Darkness consumes the area. Still I am able to see how vast the room appears to be. I tiptoe my way into the chamber. The sounds of shoes on gravel scrape behind me as the others follow me in. I knew you'd come, to stand beneath the light of the vacuous tree to defy our slumbering god. I wonder what it is you think you might accomplish. You are but men, railing against the will of the very stars. A slight figure, silhouetted amongst the thrumming light, descends the stone stairway. She stops at the foot of the stairs, perfectly poised as always, silver hair gleaming against a backdrop of blackness. 3. What have you done? What I have always meant to do. What I have been striving towards since the very first day I set foot in these walls. I have struck the forlorn bell, now the great tree wakes. Rejoice, ye of pure convictions. A note master returns to graces with his benediction, a blessing of the cosmos itself. Are you fucking insane? 3. Do you know how many people are dead up there? Students of Glomrod, friends of ours. You mourn when instead you should exalt their ascension. Those above have not perished. They have been welcomed by the roots of the vacuous tree. Their souls will be absorbed into the great tree's heart, as will we all, to join its divine eminence, exalted beyond these mortal coils. The group and I all share a knowing look amongst each other. Okay, she's lost it. 3. This isn't you. Abby speaks plainly, passionately, desperately. Ever since our first year, you have always been an example to me and every other scholar at Glomrod. You were diligent, hardworking, graceful. There were so many afternoons I spent in the library trying to exemplify your talent for spellcraft. Continue to follow my example, you shall. 3. I don't understand. Of course you do not. Of course you do not, Tout. No one ever has. I know what you've been through. You think I don't understand, but I do. I know what you've been through. I know it's because I've been there too. When I journeyed into the echo catch, I saw the darkness that surrounded you. Just as you saw the fires that burned everything around me. I know that does what that does to a person. Believe me, I know. But I believed we could overcome the past together. And despite everything, I know that you did it. You did too. If even for a moment. But this isn't moving forward, 3. This is burning everything down. This is running away into something much worse. It's too late, Tarut. That's not true, and you know it. Then you do not know me as well as you think. When did you learn about death? I wonder. Were you 8? 9? Perhaps as a family pet past? Or did a soothing teacher broach the topic in the safety of a classroom? I was born in the shadow of death, born on borrowed time, and made acutely aware of such at that. My playground was a confined room of white walls which smelt of disinfectant. My caretakers were unsmiling hires. They poked and prodded me with steely tools, as was their profession. All the while my parents signed stack upon stack of white paper. Permission to fill my IV with whatever new cocktail of pharmaceutical the doctor now deemed necessary. There was a calendar in my room. Beside it lay a black marker with which I counted my days, my months, my years. I counted toward my fast approaching end. Once in a blue moon, mother and father and my dear sister too would grace my bedside with a wondrous performance of pity. Yet, as the years stretched on, The cracks in their facade became clear. Patience with this sick little girl was wearing thin. I was but an obstacle, a tumor on the dream of their lives, which stubbornly refused to be excised. The medical bills piled, father was bankrupt, and all hope of my sister's educational future had eroded long ago. Mother ran off somewhere, a younger man, someone without sickly children, it would seem. It was in the years after that in which they finally revealed themselves for what they were. Selfish egotists, yes, scapegoaters, embittered and entitled to things they knew because of me would never come. But above all, they were victims of a dark and cruel fate, for they suffered within the uncaring causality of this world, as do we all. That is when I first heard the sanctified voice of our coming Master. In His mercy He released my unworthy family from this endless cycle of causality. He welcomed them, as He now welcomes you all, into a true and final end. An escape from this jailed existence we call humanity. Long did I wait, long did I follow the hard path, directed breadcrumb by breadcrumb, so that I might stand here, so that I might rouse him from his slumber. Many stood in my way before you, and them to no avail. You killed Trent, didn't you? Kill him? Don't you understand yet? That poor meddling fool claimed he wanted to help me, yet all he offered were self-righteous platitudes and the threat of dragging me to the host should I fail to listen. Despite that, the vacuous tree welcomed him into the roots. I did not kill Trent, I freed him, as we will all be freed. I won't let you. I won't stand here and do nothing while you slaughter us like cattle. That thing isn't awake yet, and I'll burn it back to sleep if I have to. Poor, arrogant fool. The tree's gift is already given. A wave of red energy knocks me to my feet. My stomach lurches. I vomit a thin black bile. Something burns on my palms. The flesh sears and I realize red sap has begun to ooze between cracks in the stone floor. I try to yank hand away and nearly pull my elbow from my socket. My hands and knees both are veritably glued to the hot flooding crimson. Beside me the others share a similar fate, retching an unearthly bile, trapped by the searing glue like sap. Tree ascends the stairs to stand before the base of the eldritch monolith. Beyond her the black heart of the tree begins to thrum. It is a rhythmic tone. Each beat flushes a vibrating ache through my bones. One of the others let out a scream. I crank my neck to find the earth beneath, heavy splitting as a briar's worth of roots coil around her. Their red-sapped ends rear back to run her through. Evie! She meets my eyes, petrified. Tarot! So be it. The flames erupt from me in an ignition of wrath and ire. In the first moment, the sap-laden stone at my feet crumbles to gravel and dust. In the second moment, I'm on my feet. A dozen roots lash at me and a dozen roots burn to ash. A blood-curdling screech fills the chamber. Stone quakes, roots tremble. The eldritch heart above pulsates vigorously. In the third moment, I am up the stairs and to the altar. I am a living burning star. Time itself come to drag a monstrosity to the moment of its death. Another step and they will all die. I hold but a step from her, wreathed in prismatic fires. She holds a single hand up, nails dripping with blood and sacromancy, 6 roots angled above each of the club members hostage at the bottom of the stairs. I could burn you in a breath. I could burn this whole temple, till you are nothing but ash and memory. Her hand remains, though it trembles. Kill me, and the roots act of their own accord. Perhaps whatever this power you possess consumes the vacuous tree, perhaps not. Either way, it will not be fast enough to save them. Let them go, now. I refuse. The rustling of roots fills the quiet and crackling of fire too. All around me I feel power, strength everlasting. But I know, like many sweet whispers from these eldritch masters, it is a lie. How long will these flames remain and obey me? How long until they grow hungry for fuel and consume everything for this forsaken place, my friends included? It appears we are at an impasse. Should you attempt to kill me or injure the slumbering heart of the famished one, the roots will surely eviscerate those below whom so ardently followed you here. Should I wound those below or attempt to commune with my dear master, they will surely burn me, is it? Mine is the Lord of Temporal Fires. You will not burn tree, you will end. Nevertheless, an impasse remains. So what happens now? Now, Tarot, we do what all great powers should when trapped in a deadlock with one another. We negotiate. Somehow I doubt we'll see eye to eye. I suspect the same. A proposal then. If our ideologies are truly incapable of finding a single chink in one another's armor, perhaps our sword arms may serve in their stead. Speak plainly, I am losing my patience. Kamifuda. You can't be serious. Can't I? I challenge you, Tarot. I chosen daughter of the vacuous tree, the slumbering corpse of the famished one, our famished king, against you, Tarot, the unwitting slave of a temporal lord. I challenge you to the most ancient of dueling rights, Kamifuda, so we might decide the fate of this gloaming world. Do you accept, Tarot, or shall we stand here by the grace of your lord until the very end of time? Perhaps it's the temporal fires coursing through me, or the threat of execution of what little I'm still able to cling to in this world. But for the first time in a very long while, I'm not afraid of her, of failure, of anything else. Draw your fucking cards. I accept.